Hey guys, HappyCattyCrypto here and welcome back to the channel. So for the past 2 years, and yes, it actually has been 2 years now, we've just breached the 2 year mark since I started making videos, since I started supporting the LUNC community. And within that time, we've developed quite a lot of stuff. We've brought forward many different tools, modules, auto compounding, chain owned infrastructure, wallet infrastructure, metric system, money flow, balances. We've got so much stuff. It's a situation where we're covering many bases and we're doing what a validator should really do on this blockchain, which is develop, build for the chain, get themselves heavily invested in it in a sense of projects. And when I launched LUNC Penguins, and the project itself gets a huge amount of scrutiny from people who just simply hate NFT projects just because they think NFTs are just a picture and that is about it. But our NFT project is about rewarding the user, and it's always been built for the user base. Now, everybody who's involved with LUNC Penguins knows that we're developing Penguin Island. We have been for some time. And once again, this is all part of this kind of bigger base covering that we're doing. So, we're validating, we're bringing you tools, we're bringing you chain owned wallet infrastructure, auto compounding, balances system, but we're bringing you all of those things. But on top of that, right, I'm developing an actual project, a working thing that is a metaverse in all sense for my Penguin community, and it's all developed and integrated into the LUNC chain. So when it comes to raising the gas fees, right, by 10x, it has a substantial effect on someone like me because it affects every single system that we've developed. It affects our projects that we're developing and bringing forward. But without further ado, I want to let everybody know we're at our test build stage with Penguin Island. And honestly, it's been hard work getting to this stage. So here we go. So as you can see, we've been developing quite rigorously and consistently in the background. And a lot of people have just developed these kind of like mobile based games, which are template based games. But what I'm trying to do is bring a product that's going to last for a long time. And it's not only going to add to the amazing rewarding system that's built into LUNC Penguins and the clans, their banking and all of their rewards. It's also going to introduce an environment, a game place where they can go and play with all of their friends, have fun. And on top of that, being the working end product of this thing, the overall aim is to have a play to earn kind of system. So here's a still image of the upper ring. And like I said, this is a test build. So what we're doing is we're introducing different kinds of physics, mechanics, and all sorts of different play things. And we're going to let our user base test them out. And from that, we'll gauge data, we'll scale things up, we'll see what works, we'll see what doesn't work. With a project like this, it's forever changing. And honestly, we've done this. Well, I say we, it's just me. We've done this in a sense where we work with a group of developers and we portray the image we go through. We do a lot of back and forthing with them. And honestly, this thing's been self-funded. That's kind of the beauty of the NFT project that I built, is I didn't create the NFT project to generate a load of money to make this thing. No user has ever paid a dime towards this, and everything has always gone back to the user base. But I'm so happy and I'm so excited to be able to stand forward and finally say, we're making serious headway here. This test build's going to launch very soon. People will be using it. They'll be doing all sorts of different things. They'll be battling, they'll be driving, and it's going to expand. And the pictures, the video, it just doesn't do it justice when you're running on a high spec system and the snow's coming down and the atmospheres kick in as you get into the upper and lower rings, so to speak. But we'll be expanding, and there's not just one island. There's going to be around 8 different islands. There'll be islands for clans. There'll be Mount Doom and all sorts of different things, right? But for me, like a lot of the times I think people are like, oh, he's moaning again, moaning that people aren't developing and aren't doing stuff. And a lot of the times people don't see what I'm doing, what I'm developing, and I kind of get it. But at the same time, right, there's so many people who are just simply not contributing to this blockchain. They're not doing anything. They don't build anything. They don't provide any tools. They're not giving you all of the infrastructure that you guys need moving forward. That is to not be used and abused and more or less held against you. Instead, that is just part of your running ecosystem. And with TFL currently creating bottlenecks on Terra Finder and all sorts of different places, our infrastructure starts to stand out more and more and more as people are like, well, I'm just going to start using LUNC Dash wallet instead. And to clear up any confusion, right, there's no difference between using Station, Galaxy Station, LUNC Dash, Terra Classic Wallet Station. They all call their data from the blockchain, and it's just a DApp. And each DApp uses the same wallet technology because it's all called from the blockchain. Your wallets are on the chain, not on these apps, so to speak. Right? So they're not on LUNC Dash. Everything this does, it calls the data from the blockchain. So moving forward, what to kind of expect from the LUNC Penguins community, it's going to be a really interesting ride for us because, like I said, we are a project that has one of the biggest treasuries on chain, and it's never touched, it's never dived into, and it's always been there for our user base, and we've always rewarded people. But this is a big part of our journey here, and especially a big part of my journey, and all part of this year going through a big transformation as to turning this brand, which is LUNC Penguins, into something far bigger, where we can start to attract different chains over to the LUNC network. And then through that, right, we can start to attract new users, because that's what we really need. There's so many people who say the same things to me. Oh, there's so many of these different games and they all really good ideas, but no one ever really gets to the point of having a working product, which isn't over the top, over crazy, over complex. I always believe with a game like this, a metaverse, a mini metaverse, so to speak, with this, you've got to do it slow. You've got to do it steady, because you're introducing technology that's never, ever been successfully implemented in any part of the gaming sector. Even Sandbox and places like that, it's all still experimental. So you have to do these things slow and steady. You've got to figure out the mechanics. You've got to make sure that this thing can more or less go the mile. Right. And it all begins with this first test build. So I'm so very excited to be one of the people that are still building on LUNC. I am still validating, and I'm covering it on YouTube. I'm doing everything I possibly can at this point to ensure that LUNC has got as much support from me as I can give it, whether that be from YouTube, whether that be from the Autocompound system that's given for free, whether it be the metric system, the on-chain wallet that is more or less chain owned, all of these different things, right? And it really goes to show that you should consider staking with someone like me, even when the commission goes up. And honestly, I'm at my wit's end. I figure if this proposal doesn't pass and all of the validators just ignore it, it's kind of a green signal to us to spin up a second node and then not have to have our community suffer these higher percent commission rates when other validators aren't abiding by it and are doing everything that they can to get around it. So like I said, that would definitely be a green signal, and hopefully that would ease our delegates' suffering and the people that do want to support. But like I was saying, consider delegating with us in the meantime. It's really going to help us out on our journey. It's going to help us remain here. It's going to help us stay on LUNC. It's going to help us keep contributing. And then what I'm aiming to do is to start bridging LUNC together with different chains in a chain-owned manner, where it's literally chain to chain, no DApp in between, no nonsense, no weird kind of leverage spots and people trying to privatize, just simple one-to-one connections where they make a token on our chain, we make a token on their chain kind of thing, and it's all done through governance. That's kind of my aim moving forward, to attract more users, new users, And I'm just tired of like sitting around and looking at all of these validators go in circles in that chat and sort of like, oh, we should do this. Oh, and then we should do that. Then they go back to this. And then they're all blowing smoke up each other's backsides. They're doing this, doing that, doing this. And that's why it irritates me so much, because behind the scenes, I'm very quiet. There's so many people who call LUNC Penguins a low res project. Yeah, it is a low res project. I literally made the NFTs pixelated and then turned the resolution down to get the branding effect that I really liked. And it's as simple as that. But our products, nonetheless, are amazing. And everything's going great. Everything's going really well. We're on point. We're not moving off of the chain. We're staying on the chain. And we're just working to try and interconnect and utilize the IBC connections, the EVM technology to Solana and Ethereum now, to try and bridge all of those different gaps. So it's going to be interesting. Guys, if you're new here, drop a like, drop a comment, sub, hit the notifications icon to stay informed. And if you're sat there wondering to yourself, oh, I want to mint one of these, then they minted out a long time ago. I think they minted out in the first 48 hours. And since then, no other penguins have been minted. The supply is what the supply is. It's only gone down. And they're only available on the secondary market. Now, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but I'll leave links to stuff like that in the description just in case you're interested. But yeah. Other than that, guys, stay safe. I hope you really enjoyed that, and I hope this is a good catch-up for the Penguin community. I hope you guys can share this. Hashtag LUNC Penguins, hashtag LUNC Projects, and hashtag Terra Classic in the comment section to help this get more reach for that community. Guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao!